Hello, this is Thomas Donald Jacobs for Paperboys on Thursdays, and today's topic is how do you deal with hatred from within the transgender community? And I wish I didn't have to talk about this crap, because it would be nice to think that everyone in our already extremely tiny and very marginalized group was a kind and understanding individual who was willing to embrace diversity. But unfortunately, some people suck. So you are going to run across people who are transgender, but who are also ableist, or fatphobic, or misogynistic, or homophobic, or racist. Those are all things that need to be addressed. But I'm only going to talk about one thing today, and that is transgender people who are transphobic. And I know that there's at least one cis person who just heard me say that and is like, the fuck? Yeah, that's a thing. And it sounds like this. Well, you're not trans enough. Or you can't really be trans. Trademark. Because that's just a bunch of nonsense. Gatekeeping within the transgender community, that's transphobia. It really is. How do you deal with that? Well, I'm just going to give you the best advice that I can, and I will straight up be honest. I don't always follow it myself, because I'm sure some of you will be surprised to hear that I am often an angry, angry little person, and I get pissed off. So I don't always follow this advice, but it's the best advice I can give you. Deal with it through education. If you see someone or hear someone saying those kinds of things to someone else in the transgender community, just say, look, I don't think you have all the information. Your idea of what gender is and how it needs to be expressed and what being transgender is as an experience and how that needs to be expressed seems to be kind of limited. There is all of this written historical evidence. There is all of this oral tradition. There is all of this thousands of years worth of archaeological evidence. There is all of this living culture elsewhere in the world that says gender is a social construct. And it has not been the same everywhere, and is not the same everywhere now. And it has changed within those cultures across time. And the way that we talk about gender now and being transgender is its own historical phenomenon. We use, for example, these days, a lot of medical discourse when we talk about gender and being transgender. There's often a medical component. That is a relatively new thing, and it may not be a thing 50 years from now. It all changes, all of it. And show your receipts. Cite that research. It's not hard to find. There's plenty out there by historians and anthropologists and sociologists and the good people over in gender studies. Cite that. So maybe you should read this and expand your ideas of what gender is and how that's expressed, and what gender bending and gender crossing is and how that's been expressed across time. You might also want to point out to them that not everyone in the transgender community is from the same culture. I'm not. And all that stuff, that's not how it works where I'm from. So if you try to impose rules about gender and gender expression onto someone who's not from your culture, sometimes that's kind of racist. Yeah. Point that out too if you think it will do any good. And that's the other thing. Pick your battles. Sometimes it's not going to be worth it. If somebody's just trolling, trying to get a rise out of people for whatever reason, they are not there to have a discussion. So you may not want to address them directly. I don't always. Often, if someone comes at me and starts babbling their nonsense, I'm usually not going to say anything educational to them. Let me put it that way. I'm just going to point out to them that their opinion means nothing to me. They're not from my tribe. They ain't a member of my family. They're not a friend. They're not a colleague. They're not someone whose opinion that I am being paid to pretend like I care about. So, have at it, Hoss. At the end of the day, ain't no skin off my ass. So, I don't usually address those people with education. If I see someone bullying someone else, that might also get a non-educational response because I don't like that shit. And if we're talking about the very, very small handful of sort of celebrity transgender people who really push that crap, that transphobic shit onto everyone else, and I know you know who I'm thinking about, I'm not going to get into it with them directly either, because they done made their choice long ago, and they're getting something out of it. Whether that's, the satisfaction of subscribers and followers and likes, and maybe some of the advertising money that comes from having high numbers on YouTube, or it's fulfilling some deep-seated emotional need that they have to pretend like they can be king or queen of the trans. There's nothing I can say to that they have not already heard and disregarded because they made the decision to be an asshole for whatever reason. I don't want to go there. It's too much social media drama, and I don't think that does any good, because what happens is that is seen outside of our community. Those stupid fights on social media about who's really trans and who's not, outsiders see that, and it's not a good look. It looks stupid. They don't get it. That person's not going to listen, and all it does is feed the fires of turf nonsense. So, I'd rather not. So pick your battles. Try to hold to your principles, if you can. And also, maybe we should do more to just lift each other up and say, look, if you've ever been told that you are not trans enough, or felt that way, that is not how this works. It is not a contest. There are no rules. and there are no prizes for damn sure. Okay? So don't think of it that way, and don't listen to that crap. Just know that other transgender people, we see you. And we've all been there, and we've all dealt with that nonsense. All right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't mean a damn thing. So you do you the best that you can. That's all that you can do. So that was it for this week. And hopefully I will see you soon. And wear your mask up over the nose too, and wash your hands. Bye.